Welcome everybody. We are live here from the Thunder Bay campus, and today we are talking all about Thunder Bay. My name is Cody. I was a graduate. I am a graduate of Lakehead University, an alumni. I took the English and Education program, so I was here for a while. I'm also from Thunder Bay, so I'm a great resource for this webinar, being a hometown guy here. This is Hayden. Hayden, introduce yourself.
Well, Cody said it. My name's Hayden. I'm a fourth-year student, outdoor recreation, parks, and tourism, as well as concurrent education, and a varsity athlete for the Nordic skiing team here at Lakehead University.
Awesome. And I'm Kara. I am a Bachelor of Arts graduate, so Lakehead alumni as well, and born and raised in Thunder Bay. So Cody and I are very good advocates for our webinar today.
And Hayden, being from East Caledon, he's going to be a great resource for someone who's moved up to Thunder Bay from Southern Ontario. So as we progress through this webinar, please ask us questions. Whether we're trying something new today, we're doing this through YouTube, so bear with us if there's any technical glitches. This is our first time running through a YouTube stream. If you're watching this on Facebook or on Twitter, send us a message. Let us know if you have any questions or comments. We're going to be here for about the next 40 minutes or so, talking all about this beautiful hometown, Thunder Bay. Let's start going through here. Introductions. All right. So Lakehead University. It's far from ordinary. And if you've already applied, then you are ready for this adventure. If you're still in the process of deciding whether or not Lakehead is the right choice for you, then we certainly encourage you to ask a lot of questions, and we're going to work together, right? So we're always going to be here for you if you have any questions or concerns about moving up to Thunder Bay. We want to help you make the right choice, and we want to be kind of alongside with you this entire decision. Take a moment to think of your university years. They're coming up very quickly. If you're in grade 12 right now, this is your last semester.
Couple months left.
Oh my goodness. Do you want your university years to be typical or ordinary, just like everybody else? Or do you want them to be exceptional or unconventional? Imagine a university where you're really studying somewhere that's far from ordinary. This isn't your typical university, and you're going to see this isn't your typical city either. Thunder Bay is a great city to live and learn in, and we're definitely going to get through that today. Think about a university where your classroom takes you out into the beautiful surroundings and uses it as a natural laboratory to really enhance your studies. So you can see on the screen there, this was taken right on campus. So our students were out in a lab in the river that runs through campus, collecting samples for the biology class, and you can see right there on the screen that they're having a great time doing that. So they're not just learning from a textbook; they're actually getting their hands dirty and digging right in.
And it's not just like your sciences class.
Nope.
Every class has that opportunity to step outside the traditional four walls of the classroom and really take on that natural environment that Thunder Bay really has to offer.
Yeah, we do like to say we're more than four walls and lecture halls. We're the environment that we learn in, right? So whether that's a different university where you're thinking of learning in kind of like the middle of a city, skyscrapers, concrete, pavement everywhere, or you're thinking, let's be a little bit far from ordinary and study somewhere where you can open your window in residence and hear the river running right outside. Definitely an exceptional place to learn. It's an environment where your knowledge is applied and you receive hands-on education right in your very first year. So our small classes really work well into that because you're not sitting in a lab with 100, 200 other people. There's going to be 20 people in one of your labs. So you're getting that hands-on practical experience right from year one. And your professors, they will know you by name.
Yeah.
I know all my professors by name still, and it's first name basis, right?
I
You're
don't
not
think
calling
I
them
ever
Dr.
called
So-and-so, no.
Nope.
It's you're calling them Jim, and they're calling you Cody or Hayden or Kara, right? They know you, you know them. It's a great relationship. Always an open door policy with our professors, so you can go and chat with them if there's anything you need to ask them. Lakehead is a place where 8,800 students call home, and that fosters social learning. It's a place where students come together to meet others from around the world and to celebrate diversity. It's a place where connections are made both inside and outside the classroom that will last a lifetime. I'm still friends with a lot of the people I met in very first year, and we've had those connections. We've all gone our separate ways. Jobs take us, all different directions, but we still connect. We still kind of keep in touch, and like I said, those are connections that last you a lifetime. Lakehead offers an education that helps shape you in your future using our world-renowned facilities and our resources. As you can see, once this stream reloads here, a lot of our facilities, like I said, they're smaller facilities because we do truly believe that smaller classrooms foster that social learning. You are learning in and amongst your peers, and these are people that you're going to be living and learning with for 4, 5, 6 years of your program, right? So you really want to make sure that you're choosing a university that really celebrates that fact and that really, challenges you and guides you in whichever direction you're looking at. We're also a community that supports every type of team and is proud of our students and all of their accomplishments. So at Lakehead, we have a lot to be proud of. We're going to go through some stats here. First and foremost, this is the third year running we have been listed as the #1 undergraduate research university in Canada. So that's definitely something to kind of hang our hat on. That's
Yeah,
something
for
we're
sure.
very proud of, and,
Yep.
and you're seeing the results of that just in your classes. You're
And-
always doing research. Your professors are always active doing research.
For those of you who don't really know what that means, so a lot of our undergraduate students, instead of having to wait their 4 years to do their graduate program to be able to do that hands-on research with their professors, they're actually getting to do that right from their first year. So they're getting to have their names published in journal articles, working hand in hand with those professors and researchers.
Absolutely.
And you don't get those opportunities at other institutions.
No, I mean, you look at it comes down to small classes, right? So you get to know your professor in year 1, year 2, maybe you take another one of their classes and you get a job as maybe a research assistant. And then year 3, you're helping them actually with a research project. And by the time you get to year 4, maybe you're doing your own research.
Yeah.
Right? So definitely we're a research institution and we're proud of that. Another thing to be proud of is that among Canada's primarily undergraduate universities, 2018 Maclean's rankings placed Lakehead within the top 10 in Canada, including first in Canada for total research dollars, second in scholarly output or citations, and third in scholarships and bursaries, and third in library acquisitions. So we're right up there in a lot of these categories.
Yeah, we are.
A lot of research-based categories too. So you're looking at scholarly output, you're looking at library acquisitions. This is stuff directly, again, related to that hands-on research that you're going to be doing here. Huffington Post ranked this as one of Canada's most beautiful campuses, one of the top 10 most innovative university campuses, congratulating all of our, engineering teams, our business teams going off into these competitions, constantly winning and bringing back medals and trophies and everything. Again, Huffington Post ranked this as one of 5 hidden gem universities in Canada. Again, this isn't just Ontario, this is coast to coast. And we do look forward to having you here with us in Thunder Bay at Lakehead University to kind of celebrate in this and be a part of what we're really accomplishing here. So, where's Lakehead University's Thunder Bay campus? Well, it's in Thunder Bay. So let's talk a little bit here about the city of Thunder Bay first. We'll start off with maybe a little bit of history, kind of get the terms down. We're going to be using some terms that us Thunder Bay locals are used to using.
Yep.
Maybe someone who's not familiar with Thunder Bay or from Thunder Bay may have a hard time picking up on them. So we're going to get right down to business here. We're going to talk about Thunder Bay. Kara, tell us about Thunder Bay.
So we have a population of about 110,000, and we like to describe ourselves as the hub of Northern Ontario. So we're located right on Lake Superior. As you can see, all of our photos that we actually are using throughout our webinars are from Thunder Bay. So they are a great depiction of what we actually look like. We have that big city feel with all the amenities, but we still have that small town charm. And so Thunder Bay is situated right in the heart of Canada. It's pretty much equal distance from coast to coast, and it's the largest urban center between Winnipeg and Toronto. So again, that big city amenities, but we still have that small town charm. And so the city is deeply rooted with European and Aboriginal roots, and we are very diverse in our cultures. Actually, yesterday we had a big cultural event happening in the Agora, so tons of different activities were going on. There was different foods, different music, dancing. It was just a really awesome opportunity to get to try a little bit of everything that we have here in Thunder Bay.
Yeah, that was a great event. Lucy put that on. It was Cultural Day in the Agora, and we had, every culture at Lakehead University almost represented every Wednesday. So today we have Culture Days in the International Center, so you can come learn about a new culture every week. Plenty of opportunities for that, and we really celebrate our diversity here. International students make up a large portion of our student body, and we celebrate that fact. We encourage it. We really like to show that off too.
And something that you just said there, Cody, it's not like you're doing it, it's not happening once, maybe twice a year, it's happening once a week. So you as a student can learn about these different opportunities for yourself, potentially going forward into learning, or even just learn to see what others and those who you go to school with know and where they're from.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the cool things about Thunder Bay is it wasn't always Thunder Bay.
Nope.
So we get into the slang of Thunder Bay again. So we call certain areas by their original city names. Thunder Bay used to be 2 separate cities.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until 1970 that they kind of merged it together, called it Thunder Bay. This used to be the city of Port Arthur and the city of Fort William back in the day, which was a Wednesday. So the city of Port Arthur is the north core of Thunder Bay. So you're thinking right now, it's kind of the entertainment district, right?
Yes.
So you have a lot of the restaurants, gastropubs,
Concert venues.
a lot of local bands are up and starting in Port Arthur. Back in the day, though, Port Arthur was really the shipping hub of Thunder Bay. It still is, right? You see
Yes.
all the grain elevators and then all the ships coming in off of Lake Superior, all coming to Port Arthur, loading up and heading back out on the Great Lakes. So that's kind of how Port Arthur was started. But the south side of Thunder Bay is called Fort William.
Yeah.
We still call it Fort William if we're going to Fort William or we're going to Port Arthur.
Yep.
It's just something that's kind of ingrained in us kind of growing up.
And you
What
sort
side of
of
town
had-
are you from?
Yeah, you sort of have your sides of town too. Like I'm a Fort William. I'm from Fort William.
So
I
am I,
say
yeah.
that all the time.
Yeah.
And so we have sort of people who say, "Oh, I'm from Port Arthur." It's like, "Oh, you're from Port Arthur. I'm from Fort William."
It's
So
like
we have our
the
turf.
Springfield, Shelbyville kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? So we're always kind of
We're very
butting heads
proud
with
of
each
our
other.
areas that we grew up in and live in.
Yeah, and so you look at Fort William, and its industry was mainly pulp and paper, mill products, and also all the products coming in off the trains
Yeah.
from Western Canada came in through Fort William. So once those cities kind of got too big and there wasn't too much room left in between them, they became Thunder Bay. There was a referendum. They voted on a name. It was actually between Lakehead and Thunder Bay,
Yeah.
and they went with Thunder Bay because if you look at Lake Superior, we're actually located in a bay called the Bay de Tundra,
Yep.
Thunder Bay. So there's some really cool old-timey pictures up there. You can see on the Port Arthur side, that's one of the theaters that's downtown. Interesting fact that McNulty's Limited is a nightclub now. That's NV Nightclub.
Oh.
So that's right on Red River Road, or back then it was called Arthur Street.
Yeah.
Interesting.
On the Fort William side of things, Kara, do you know where that is?
No, I actually have no. Is that May Street?
Look at the pillars there.
I'm not sure.
No,
Oh, that's the old
Victor-
bank.
That's
the old
Victoria
Charlotte
Avenue,
Bank
yeah.
Bank.
So actually, right now, if you were to look at where that picture was taken, there's a mall in the middle of it.
Yes.
So they built the mall right in the middle of the street. Again, though, they just wanted to bring that kind of stuff inside, still storefronts and everything in there. So that's Fort William, that's Port Arthur. We're going to be referring to Fort William and Port Arthur throughout this, so we're going to try our best to kind of go north side Port Arthur, south side Fort William. It's interesting to note, though, that Lakehead, right in the middle. So we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's take a quick little tour of this little hometown we have called Thunder Bay. Start with the waterfront.
Our
Beautiful.
waterfront is amazing.
Beautiful.
We just had sort of a big revamp of our waterfront. There's restaurants. In the summer, there is a splash pad that's there. And actually, in the winter, they convert it into a skating rink. And
Yep.
They have a fire in
Nice
the middle.
fireplace in the middle. It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. We have our boat launches there. We have brand new restaurants that are being built. We have 2 new condos that got built there. We also have a hotel that's going up there. I believe it's going to be the Delta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the Delta's getting built up there. Tons of walking trails you can go around, and we have a really cool thing that I actually just did this summer is Sail Superior. So you can go and you can rent a sailboat, or you don't rent it. You have people who drive it for you, thank goodness. But they'll take you on a tour of the Thunder Bay Harbor. You go to the Welcome Islands. You get to see all of our rich history that we have right here in Thunder Bay. It was really cool.
Yeah, we also have, the big festival grounds on the waterfront as well. Every, I think, Wednesday in the summer they have Live at the Waterfront, which is a great showcase of either bands traveling through or local bands getting up there and performing.
They have
Great
movies-
turnout every
yeah.
year.
Movies in the park as well.
Movies
in the
so
park,
with
yeah.
the movies, they'll put the schedule up online, and you can actually go and check to see which movies are going to be playing. Once the sun starts to set, they put up a big screen. Bring your chair, bring your popcorn, bring your candy, kids, dog, whatever. You get to go sit in the park and watch a movie. It's
And
really
they're always
cool.
really cool movies too. It's not
Yeah.
like what's in the theater right now. They're playing
No.
like Ghostbusters or
No.
Jurassic
Back to
Park
the
in the park,
Future.
right? Yeah, really cool
Yeah.
stuff. What else is down there?
The
Well,
history.
you can see. It's a very historical part of Thunder Bay, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the original train station was in Thunder Bay, where people got off from Montreal. I know my grandparents got off in Montreal.
mine as
From
well.
Montreal to they landed right in Port Arthur there. As well, you can actually see in the picture all those. The grain carts on the train there,
Yeah.
those are coming into the waterfront there to be shipped out. Other great stuff there, you can probably see somewhere in the middle there, there's a little bit of an overpass where you can walk, and that takes you directly downtown Port Arthur,
Yep.
which leads me into my next slide, downtown Port Arthur. Imagine that. So this, as Kara was saying, it's a new up-and-coming area in Thunder Bay. There used to be a mall and a department store that kind of made up downtown Port Arthur, but that has since disassembled, and a lot of cool little mom and pop shops have
Yeah.
moved in, a lot of great gastropubs and restaurants,
Clothing
and
stores.
clothing
and-
stores and concert venues,
Yeah.
and lots of great things to
like
do.
antique stores, and just very unique. People try to go with the most unique idea and they run with it, and that's such a accepting part of town that and everybody embraces everything that
Yeah.
happens down there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a very trendy part of town.
Yeah.
So why don't we kind of let's talk a little bit about your favorite part of downtown Port Arthur. I put the picture up of the record shop. I love the record shop. A nice old-timey record shop, new records, used records, very trendy right now. It's attached to a local coffee shop.
Yeah.
So our St. Paul Roastery is right there as well, and it's a great little location. Grab a coffee, go browse some records, and it makes for like a nice Saturday afternoon kind of vibe walking around downtown. What about you, Hayden? What do you like downtown?
I mean, for me, it's the food. There's so many
There
different
is.
food
Yeah.
options down there. I mean, I like my baked goods, but I mean, if you're really looking for something that's going to be unique and different, there's so many local food venues down there that no matter what you're thinking for food, there's that type of food down there if you want to find it, and everything's in walking distance.
Yeah,
So if
absolutely.
you show up to one, it's too busy or it doesn't have what you're looking for that night, you can make, a quick 5-minute walk and you're at another place, you can try something out tonight for dinner.
And something different. You're not going to commercial restaurants. You're going to something that's unique. It's not stuff that you're going to see typically anywhere else.
For sure.
It's something that people, again, really try to make their own, and that's what this city really has started to embrace, which is awesome.
Small local businesses, local people really, pulling themselves up by the bootstraps and starting something for themselves.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm thinking Thai Kitchen. That was just ranked #1 restaurant in the city, right?
Right.
We have our beautiful spread here of the Walleye magazine, which is a local arts and culture magazine, and they do a poll every year. So not just best restaurant, but it's like best burger,
best of everything in
best
Thunder Bay.
concert venue, best this, best that, best sports team, like
Yeah.
University Thunderwolves. So yeah, definitely the food scene down there is amazing.
Yeah.
What about any notable areas? The food scene.
The food scene. I mean, one of my favorite places to go lately has been Red Lion. So they have probably one of the biggest beer selections, and I don't mean like 10 or 20. I mean close to hundreds. Of different types of beer selections. So if you are of age, when you come of age, you can go and try these really cool things out, and they also have a smokehouse attached to it. So a lot of the stuff that they make, it's smoked right there on site. And then if you go with a group of people, there's also tons of board games. You can grab a board game. We went there for our Christmas party, and
we're playing Jenga all night.
all night. It's a good environment to go and relax and hang out. They have live bands that come and play, and the atmosphere there is
trivia nights, lots of cool stuff. Again, like it's just every one of those restaurants has unique things going on, and there's always something to do. So like if it's Wednesday night, well, there's trivia night. If it's Thursday night, well, you go to this place. If it's Friday night, you go to this place. But there's so much going on down there. That's kind of the trendy up and coming area. It's been, probably the last 15 years, it's really turned itself around. Like I said, it used to just be a department store and a mall down there, some banks maybe. It's a whole new area of town now. It's great.
Very local family-like too, which is kind of nice too. Which is kind of nice to have that.
And
feeling.
everybody around there supports each other. A lot of the different restaurants, they have a really cool thing. It's called their chef swap. So you'll have a chef from this restaurant that'll actually switch with another one, and they'll go and put their spin on their dishes that they have at that restaurant. And so just all these really cool ideas. Like in the summer, there's also a really, really, really long table. So I believe the table sits about 100 people, and there's 3 different restaurants that they serve 100 people all at once. And you don't get to just sit with the 5 people that you showed up with. You kind of show up, and it's like, okay, you're sitting here, you're sitting over there, you're sitting at the end. So you get to kind of mix and mingle with all these people you've never even thought about meeting before. So it's just such cool concepts.
A lot of festivals happening down there. So we have, Rib Fest, which is world famous rib smokers come in and take over downtown.
Our Buskers Festival.
Buskers Festival, which is really unique. Again, a lot of local bands, local performers using that, local artists kind of selling their wares. And speaking of art, the art gallery is down there too, the Deaf Superior Art Gallery. So that's definitely something to check out if you're into arts.
And a student too, because you get to showcase your artwork sometimes down there, which is a great way to show you who you are to the community.
Yeah, and that's a unique thing too. There's a lot of partnerships with the university and local places like that. So our local symphony orchestra partners very closely with our music program. So yes, we have a world-renowned symphony orchestra in Thunder Bay, and a lot of the principal players are the teachers for the primary instruments, right? So if you're taking violin at Lakehead University, you're probably being taught by Violin 1 of TBSO. Same with art, there's a lot of partnerships with local artists as well. So that's kind of the area that all happens. Downtown Port Arthur is a very trendy up-and-coming area. The other really unique thing about Thunder Bay is just the sheer amount of parks and recreation we have in Thunder Bay. So I'm a little biased. I've moved from Fort William to Port Arthur, and one of the big park gems in Port Arthur is Boulevard Lake. This is a man-made lake, kind of connected to the river system that flows through Thunder Bay, but the sheer amount of recreation opportunities available at Boulevard Lake is too many to list.
If you can think about doing it, you can do it there. Like there's frisbee golf. You can go walking, hiking, canoeing, kayaking. We have our dragon boat teams that go and practice down there and compete there. There's tons and tons of stuff. I can't even think about it because
Over
there's
the
so
past
many.
couple of years, I've noticed a lot more stand-up paddle boarders. Have
Yes.
you heard of that? Have you seen that? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
There's-
I couldn't imagine doing that, but you go out there in the fall and in
Yeah.
the summer, and in the evenings, you're going to see 10, 12 people out there on their paddleboard just kind of
Or
paddling around, standing up.
Paddleboard yoga I've
Paddleboard,
seen
okay.
happening over
Yes,
there.
yeah.
Like seriously, if you can think about it, it happens
Yeah,
there.
there's tennis courts there. There's the entire perimeter of the lake is a recreation trail, so there's 5 kilometers of trail just around the lake, plus everywhere it branches off.
Right.
So you can go all the way back into Centennial Park, back
Yeah.
into Cascades, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's all accessible right from Boulevard Lake. And as you can see, there's tons of green space there.
Yeah, that
Lots of
large
beaches.
field, at the bottom. There's soccer games that happen through there. I believe one of the soccer leagues goes there, and right across the street, the school is actually there as well. One of the local high schools, and they have a lot. They have a giant new sort of stadium area where they have their football games, they have soccer games, outdoor soccer, and just everything that you can imagine. I can't get over it.
Yeah, so I mean, just speaking about that, yeah, so St. Ignatius High School is actually, a block away from Boulevard Lake. And if you're thinking about doing teaching at Lakehead and one of your placements is maybe at St. Ignatius, well, bring your students to Boulevard Lake. It's right there. Look at all the amazing opportunities that you have really right at your doorstep.
For sure.
Aside from Boulevard Lake, that's not the only park in Thunder Bay.
No.
Thunder Bay, literally, you drive 2 minutes and you're at a new park. There's over 100 parks in Thunder Bay, over 32 kilometers of paved recreation trails. Like Kara said, if you want to do something outside, you can do it here.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing you really can't do aside from maybe, scale Mount Everest, because we don't have Mount Everest. But
have
we have
Mount
Mount McKay. We'll get to that in a little bit. So if we were to kind of flip the camera around from where we're looking right now, you would see the waterfront.
Yeah.
From the Thunder Bay perspective, you would see the sleeping giant.
Yeah, so as we mentioned before, we are literally right on Lake Superior, right in that Bay of Tundra. So one of our biggest parks, or Ontario parks that's closest, is, well, we have Kekebeck Falls, but we also have the Mary Louise Campground, which is Sleeping Giant Provincial Park. There's tons of hiking trails there. There's the Thunder Bay Lookout. We have our LUSU, Lakehead University Student Union. They'll have a bus that picks you up, drives you out there. You can go hiking through there. You can go snowshoeing. There's a ski lot that's happening out there in a couple of weeks, which I'm sure you're going to be
I
involved
sure
in.
am. I signed up for it last night, so
There
I'm
we
ready to
go.
go.
Perfect. So, I mean, you mentioned driving out there.
Yeah.
That's not an island.
No.
That is the peninsula. So that's actually connected to the mainland of
It is.
Ontario. It's not, you don't have to, hop on a boat to get out there. You literally drive 40 minutes and you're
Yeah.
on the Sleeping Giant. Tons of recreation trails. If you want to go
yeah.
hiking, you gotta go hiking at the Sleeping Giant.
Absolutely.
And there's so many opportunities, maybe within your program, within maybe a club you're involved in, or the student union might take you, residents might take you.
Find some friends, people who want to go.
There's so many opportunities to get out to the Sleeping
Come
Giant.
find us. We'll go with you.
Yeah,
We'd love to
all year
go.
round, there's something to do out
Yeah.
there. One of my favorite spots is Thunder Bay Lookout. It's
Yes.
not very far and it's easily accessible. So if you're thinking maybe a quick little hike,
Yep.
you literally park your car, you walk 5 minutes, and you're at Thunder Bay Lookout. It's this beautiful. I haven't quite gone to the very edge, but it's this.
I touched it.
Yeah, it's this like an overarching kind of platform that you can
Yeah.
walk out, sheer cliffs right below you, and
Yeah.
then you're looking back at Thunder Bay. It's a really neat lookout.
So it's basically the opposite view of what you're seeing
Exactly,
right
yeah.
now.
It's beautiful, and if you're a little bit of a daredevil, you can walk right to the edge of that platform. I haven't made it there yet, just for the sheer fact that, it's kind of like a deck, and you can see between the
Yeah.
floorboards.
So you're walking on the mountain, and then all of a sudden it's just the grate with the bars, and you're like, okay, that's a 100-foot drop.
More than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very high, like you're looking at the top of Mountain, or Sleeping Giant there, and
Yeah.
that's where you're walking out. So you're an outdoor rec.
I am.
I'm sure that within your program, you've done a lot on the Sleeping Giant.
I have, yes.
So we're gonna progress slides here. You can tell us all about what this is all about.
For sure. I mean, like you, Cody and Kara, I actually have gone right to that edge, and I
Okay.
have done that lookout.
Hey, I've
and
touched it. I went as far as touching it.
It is really.
I thought about it.
You thought about it. It's better than not.
Exactly.
It is really worth it. I mean, Sleeping Giant Provincial Park is such an extraordinary facility and straight extraordinary place for students to go, and even just as a classroom. The history that comes from that facility to the educational opportunities that takes place. So myself, you can see here, myself with a few other students, these are actually fourth-year kinesiology students, so I actually got the opportunity to be a co-leader out there with and actually show them and teach them for a full weekend actually out at Sleeping Giant Provincial Park. The group was awesome to work with. Myself, I've gone out with my program already twice before that, and I go out on my own recreationally from time to time. Actually, this winter for the first time, actually hiked in the wintertime. So I did the hike from Sawyer's Bay up.
Okay.
And in the wintertime, my friend Lindsay, who went out with me, will vouch that it was a tough climb, but it was a fun ride down. You get to slide all the way down to the
There
bottom.
you go.
But the views, like you can just see in just some of these pictures here, like it's just extraordinary what you're seeing. None of this has been even photoshopped. These are all natural pictures that I've taken while out here, and there's so many more that I've taken. And everyone who's gone out, some of these students who are out in this picture here with me have never been to Sleeping Giant, and they've been here for 4 years, and they said that they regret not going out for the past 4 years.
It's something you have to see.
You have to experience it. It's
Yeah.
just, from the views to just, breathing in the fresh. I love going in the fall because I love that smell of fall.
Fresh,
So if you're
crisp
hiking
air.
and if you're like me, a little bit out of shape, and you're really sucking wind, you really get to smell the fall air. You really get to take it in and really experience, that fresh air.
Yeah.
That top picture there, like that's from outside of your tent.
That was my tent.
So you zip your tent open in the morning, and that's your view. Imagine
Yeah.
that. It's not concrete. It's not
No.
buildings and traffic and beeping and taxis. It's Lake Superior.
And like
Yeah.
you said, something that's Cody, was it's 40 minutes from campus.
Yep.
And I mean, you could hike in a little bit, do a couple of different hikes, and over the 50 plus kilometers that are there at the park. But there's so many different opportunities to look at. Like there's the two different lookouts. There's hiking the knees, hiking the head, hiking the chest. There's the sea line. Like there's just so many different options.
Even if you're not somebody who's into hiking and doing all that, if you just want to go camping,
Yes.
that's awesome too. Like, so the top photo there, where he unzipped his, is that from the Mary Louise campground?
No, that's actually, we hiked in about 5 kilometers just below of
Yeah, like T Harbor.
T Harbor
Yeah.
there, or sorry, just above T Harbor, and that was me looking out the morning,
Yeah.
kind of out towards the south end of Lake Superior.
So there's opportunities like that, but you can also go to the Parks Ontario website and you can get a campsite for a pretty reasonable
Yeah, you
price.
and a couple of friends chip in, and it's not bad.
It's
You can
like-
rent a cabin if you don't have a tent.
Yeah, there's also
Um,
trailer rentals that you can get, but I was there in the summer. You set your tent up. I set ours up right on the beach. Same thing, opened up, and so I had the lake, but I also had the giant right
Yeah.
there. So
yeah, you're
like,
actually seeing the
yeah,
other side
The
of
back
it, right?
side of
So
the
you're looking
giant.
back onto the giant. It's really
Yeah.
neat. It's definitely something to check out.
and if you're also not into camping, one of the really cool historical things that's there, I love going there. I try to get there at least 2 or 3 times a year. But Silver Islet is out there.
Yeah.
So just past the campground, there's a place called Silver Islet. Silver Islet is one of our probably most historical things associated with Thunder Bay, other than the cities and the Sleeping Giant. But so it's an old mine shaft that's down there. It has since flooded, but there's all the old buildings that are there, all the old miners. A lot of the different cabins that are there, people have sort of upkept them and tried to keep them as historical as possible. So when you're walking down the trail, you can actually see, oh, that's the old medic building, or this is Colonel John Wayne, or like it's just really cool to see that
John Wayne lived in Silver Islet.
he did.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah,
And I mean, Sleeping Giant isn't
just-
the only park we have,
No,
right?
it's
No,
We
not.
again,
have-
there's so much going
Yeah.
on. Even just on the way out to Sleeping Giant, you got to
Yeah.
drive through a whole bunch of parks, right? Like if you're leaving campus going to Sleeping Giant, well, you're going to be passing a park over here, a park over there, a park over here. So if you just want to go for a walk,
Yeah.
there's parks all around campus.
sure.
Campus is basically a park too.
It is.
It
It's
is.
absolutely
And there's
gorgeous.
trails that connect it all. So
So let's talk a little bit about Fort William and the Fort William Gardens.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what happens? What are all these people cheering about? Look at there's kids, there's adults, there's old people. What are they all going crazy about?
this is probably right from one of our Lakehead Thunderwolves hockey games. So we
You got
have a look at that. So we have a big hockey fan base here in Thunder Bay. I mean, we have a lot of our local hockey celebrities that we're very proud of, but we also have our Thunderwolves hockey team. They are doing quite well right now, I believe, but their last game is actually this weekend. So if you are a current grade 12 student, check your email. We just sent an email out to you guys. Current grade 12 student from Thunder Bay, sorry. We just sent an email out to you guys to invite you to the last men's hockey game of the year. So what you'll do is you'll just make sure that you have that email, maybe try to put it on your phone, but I'll have a list of everyone's names. Just come and see me in the box office. Cody and I will be there.
Yeah.
We'll check you off and you can go into the game for free.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. Always fun. Win or lose, you're gonna have a great time while you're there. It's very rowdy and rambunctious, and you really get into it. It's really that professional feel to an amateur level team, right? Like
Yeah.
it's very fun, and it is the only hockey team in Thunder Bay right now. So at this level, so you're seeing everybody from Thunder Bay come out and support their team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're a Lakehead student, they're coming out to support this team.
Absolutely.
And like the Walleye ranked Lakehead men's hockey is the number one team in town, right? So they're definitely coming out to support the Thunderwolves hockey team.
But hockey's not the only thing that happens there.
No,
No.
definitely not. So there's concerts.
Yeah.
That's the biggest concert venue, indoor concert venue in town. So you're going to see bands like we had Tragically Hip come through there before, their
Hadley's
last
coming.
tour.
Yes.
Hadley's
Yeah.
coming. Tons of bands just, throughout the year will make that pit stop between Winnipeg and Toronto and Thunder Bay. And what's the biggest venue? Well, they're going there. They're going to put on, a heck of a show for the local crowd.
There's
And,
fairs that happen there, vendors fair, the big food festival that we have there.
Yeah, the Folklore Festival.
The Folklore Festival.
Yeah.
I love the Folklore Festival, so I'm basically a stone's throw away from the gardens, and it's so awesome because if I open up my windows, I can smell all the food coming from over there. People have their trailers parked out there, and you could just be like walking through, and you can literally get something from every country in the world.
Pretty
So you
much.
can go and get Chinese food, you can go and get Thai food, Lebanese, Indian,
Jamaican beef patties.
Jamaican beef patties. Oh, those
yeah.
are amazing. So just like again, we love to celebrate our culture, so it's very evident in pretty much everything that we do.
Absolutely. And then, just on the flip side of that, down on the waterfront, there's a lot of those kind of festivals during the summer, too, at the big festival grounds on the waterfront. So you're seeing, like, Festival of India, Festival of Colors, all that kind of stuff. Really great to celebrate diversity here, and we definitely showcase that whichever end of town you're on. Fort William, Port Arthur, we're all Thunder Bay. And we all, celebrate every nationality.
And something that's really great is this is one of our many awesome facilities that we have, not just on our campus, but in the Thunder Bay community. And it's so nice that, Thunder Bay has these facilities being used.
And I mean, it's not just Thunderwolves hockey that we have here. We have varsity level sports with, wrestling, basketball, Nordic skiing, what am I missing? Volleyball, wrestling,
cross country running, cross country
track
and field.
And it's not just our varsity. Like, we have top club teams too. Like,
We have the
such
Thunder Bay
strong...
Chill. We have the Thunder Bay Border Cats in the summer. We just hosted the World International Baseball Junior Championships here. So again, we really try to be as diversely exclusive, I guess. Inclusive as possible. So
Absolutely.
And I mean, we can't forget about our Stahl brothers who come every year and host a Stahl Open here in Thunder Bay, which bring in amateur, golfers and famous NHL players
On the PGA
into
Tour,
town. So it's something, once again, sports, but also what facilities we have here in Thunder Bay
the
are
celebrity
huge.
golf tournament the celebrity hockey tournament actually is coming up soon as well.
At the Gardens?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So they're playing our local law enforcement, so Thunder Bay Police, OPP. I just met the organizer of that today, so that's gonna be a really cool event. So there's really old legends, some of the newer guys in town. I think Matt Murray may be stopping in, could be rumored. The roster I know is gonna be changing, but the enforcer is gonna be there. So pretty local historical guys. So tons and tons of different celebrities.
And I mean, the picture you guys see on screen, it really does say what Thunder Bay is when it comes to a community. Across the OUA and U Sport is even said that Thunder Bay and Lakehead University has the best fan base that there is out there. And I mean, it's not just the fans for sports, it's a community up here. Everyone's here to help each other, welcome everybody in, and that's what the really nice thing is. No matter if you're Port Arthur, Fort William, or Lakehead or Thunder Bay, it's a big community here to help each other.
You could talk to anybody. I mean, you could go walk down the street and take a poll and, oh, do you have a son or daughter in a club sport? Oh, no, but my niece or nephew is, or oh, my neighbor's kid is, and I go to the games. And so that's that sense of community. Everybody is here to support each other.
For sure.
All right, so we're over in Fort William now. We're on the south core of Thunder Bay at the Fort William Gardens. If you were to look towards West Fort, what are you going to see?
A mountain.
Not a mountain. It's not, there's no big, huge peak, but
No.
there's a mount.
A mount.
A mount of rock, a
Half
mount
a
of
mountain.
shale. It's called Mount McKay. And no matter where you're driving on that end of town, you're going to see it out your window. No matter where you're walking, you're going to see it. It does kind of tower over West Fort, which is, kind of the edge below the mountain there. Recreation, well, there's hiking there. There's a nice little lookout there. But also, just surrounding there's a golf course. So the Fort William Country Club is actually located right on the foot of Mount McKay there.
Yeah.
But way off in the distance there, I pointed it out on the screen there, Loch Lomond Ski Hills. We got our ski hills that you can actually, if you hop to the top floor of the ATAC on campus, you can see them.
Yep.
You look at the other way, you can see Mount Baldy on the other side of town, right?
Especially at nighttime when they're lit
They're
up.
all lit
You can
up,
really
yeah.
see it.
So, I mean, Mount McKay, again, we celebrate a lot of our Aboriginal culture on Mount McKay because it is located in the Fort William Indian Reserve. As well, you know, there's hiking up there, there's golfing up there. Again, if you haven't gone to the top of Mount McKay by year 4, you got to do it.
Have to.
It's a beautiful view, Hayden.
I know, I
It's a
need to
beautiful
get
view.
there.
So you can see halfway up the mount there. That's kind of the public lookout. That's the powwow grounds. That's all that kind of memorial up there. I think there's a war memorial up there as well. But that's where you park your car, and then you hike the back of the Mount McKay.
Or if you're a little adventurous, you can
go right
hike
from the
front.
bottom. Yeah, I like to start halfway up. You actually come up the back and you walk out to the front of Mount McKay, and by the time you get to the front, the city is just right in front of you. It's beautiful.
So yeah, if you're looking out the front, the city is right in front of you. But if you're looking off to the right, the view of Lake Superior, the Welcome Islands, Sleeping Giant, like honestly, the word breathtaking doesn't even cover it.
Yeah. So I mean, I pointed out Loch Lomond ski hills. There's also Mount Baldy ski hills. A lot of winter activities happening, right? So let's take a look. Let's take a quick look here at what Loch Lomond. Like, it's not just one hill. There's 18 runs here with an expansion for more.
I didn't realize there was that many.
18 runs,
That's
all
nuts.
skill levels. If you want to go tubing, if you want to go skiing, if you want to go snowboarding. You can see off to the left there are a little bit easier runs. Off to the right there, that's your more advanced. Yeah, you'll find me on the tubing hill.
I'll be on the bunny hill.
Yeah, you can see there's some photos from the ski area. Snowboarders, skiers. It's a great facility. Same with Mount Baldy on the other. Like, it's great. It's just, we really embrace winter recreation as well as summer recreation.
Yep.
This is one of the examples. So you're not traveling 4 or 5 hours to go skiing. This is, again, 20 minutes from campus. Buses, almost every weekend. Like last weekend, I think Lucy went. The weekend before, residents went. So almost every weekend, there's an opportunity for you to hop on a bus. I think it's like $10. You get your bus, you get your lift pass. I think you get your rental included, maybe too.
Yeah, they have rent, and that's the thing. If you don't want to have to lug your boots, your bindings, your helmet, your snowboard, your skis, your poles, everything down here, we have that stuff here. You can either rent it through Lusu, I believe, does a couple rentals, and you can also rent it straight from the ski hill. So they have those fees. They sort of have a group fee for our students. So that includes, like Cody said, picks you up from the Agora, so just outside of where we're sitting right now in Student Central. So they'll take you straight from campus to the hill, let you do your thing for the afternoon/evening, and then they'll bring you back right to the Agora, and it's a minute and a half walk back to your dorm.
And I mean, you can also get some gear while you're up here because there's so many different ski shops that we have here in Thunder Bay, but there's so many exchange opportunities. As a student, being part of different programs, even here in the Agora, they sometimes do equipment sales or swaps.
Yeah.
You can bring your gear in. If you don't want to have your gear anymore, you can trade it out or swap it with somebody else's and, get yourself something better, maybe more historical, a little more rustic, and you can go out and run those runs or do some stuff that way.
And a lot of shops in town too are played against sports, that kind of stuff, where you can go and maybe you just want to pick up a pair of skates. You don't want to pay $80-$90 for a pair of skates. Go to Play It Again, get a good pair of skates that you're gonna maybe use a couple times, and sell it right back to them, right?
Exactly.
So speaking of skating, we do have some more winter activities right on campus and off of campus too. So. Just looking at what we have off of campus, you're a cross-country skier, Hayden.
I am.
What kind of opportunities, if I was living in Southern Ontario, would I have when I get to Thunder Bay to go cross-country skiing?
I mean, the options are endless here. I mean, we have Campview Nordic Center, we have Lappy, we have Tapiola, which is actually run by the Finlandia Club here in Thunder Bay. There's Centennial Park, sometimes on campus here. They haven't done it in the past few years, but they used to groom trails for a triathlon that they used where it was ski, run, and swim. So just different opportunities are all over campus. And in the summertime, all those paved, I think you said it was 32 kilometers that we have roughly?
Paved recreation trails.
You can roller ski, or you can run, or you can bike on trails like that. So there's so many different recreational winter activities to get a hold of. And if that's not your activity, if you want to go snowshoeing, you want to go hiking still, anything like that, there's so many still tons of opportunities here. And you can see in this picture here, this is on campus. This is Lake Tamblin.
Right
you can, right behind us here. You can't see it right now, but
if we were in this picture, you could see, you could look through the window and see us. That's where we're broadcasting from. Right on campus, you can go skating. You can do all that kind of stuff. A lot of pickup hockey games, pond hockey games. I don't know. There might be one happening right now. They put the lights on, they flood the lake, and it's a great little spot for you to just kind of unwind after class. Just and it's right on campus. It's accessible, and like I said, if you don't have the skates, you don't want to bring your skates up or you don't have skates, there's opportunities to
For
get
sure.
skates. Whether that's renting them or buying them secondhand, or you're always going to have those opportunities, and there's always going to be people who want to get out on the lake and go skating. So
Oh, yeah.
we hear the stories from our first year students. 11 o'clock at night, bang, 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 let's go skating, let's go, play some hockey.
Yeah. Okay.
And why not, right?
Sure.
Why not? Blow off a little steam out there.
When Thunder Bay.
And I mean, if you want to have it more kind of set up sports style, we have on-campus rinks.
Yeah.
Even in town, like within walking distance, there's about 5 kind of outdoor ponds that you could walk to, or maybe 10-minute walk.
We got the hockey, like the actual rink right on Residence too.
Yes.
Right, so I mean they use that. You can go up to Lake Tamlin. They typically will use the one in Residence if the lake hasn't been flooded in a while and it's
Yes.
getting a little,
Choppy.
The
Yeah.
surface is getting a little too natural. Yeah, they'll use the one
Starting
right on
back into the
Residence.
lake.
Yeah, they'll use the one right in Residence there, and that's maybe a minute from your dorm room, right?
Mhm.
All right, so that was our little tour of Thunder Bay. If you have any questions about Thunder Bay or things to do in Thunder Bay, places to eat, we can definitely recommend you some places to
We
eat.
love to eat.
But just anything about Thunder Bay or the location, getting here. We're gonna get into a little bit about Lakehead's location in Thunder Bay coming up, but questions, leave us questions. We love questions. We love showing off our city to people who haven't necessarily been here or experienced it. So it's one thing if you come for a campus tour,
Yeah.
you're going to see the city when you get here and when you leave, but you don't really have too much time to do stuff in town when you're coming for a campus tour.
No, unfortunately.
So when you get here in September, it's like almost like sensory overload. There's so much to do. What are we going to do? Any questions about that stuff, just let us know. Leave it in the comments. If you're not watching this live, if you're watching this on a replay, leave a comment. We'll definitely get to it. Now, if you want to see kind of through our students' eyes this kind of stuff, we often showcase photos from our students on all of our social media. So follow us on Instagram specifically. That's the one that we repost a lot of our student photos on. That's at my Lakehead. We do Snapchat student takeovers. We do stuff on Twitter, stuff on Facebook. So definitely be following us on all that to keep up to date and really get a sense of what life at Lakehead is all about. Life at Lakehead, life in Thunder Bay. It's really unique. It's really different. And we tend to show the more exceptional and unconventional pieces, right? Just like the university, Thunder Bay is not your ordinary city. So, Thunder Bay campus, as you can see on the screen there, let me just switch that. Thunder Bay campus is located right in the heart of Thunder Bay. So you get the best of both nature and big city amenities kind of within a nice 5-kilometer radius, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Really just minutes from campus. And if you look at your screen here, you're going to see where the North Core is, where the South Core is, and then where Lakehead is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can line that up with a laser. That's almost right in the middle of the city. So you see overlooking the lake. We're not too far from the lake.
Oh.
Again, you go to any building on campus and you look out and you'll see it. But you're not too far from, the downtown North District, the Port Arthur entertainment side of things, or the South Core, more in the municipal district. They also do have some really unique restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
Downtown Westport Village is really, really a great spot to kind of explore and spend an afternoon or a day down there just checking out all the little shops.
Yeah.
But that's all accessible because we're right in the middle of town and you get a bus pass
Exactly.
with your tuition, right? So you're
So
good
no
to
extra
go.
fees.
No, you're good to go. Wherever you like to within the city, on the bus, basically for free. It's within your tuition, right?
Unlimited also. So it's not you have a punch card and once you use it up, you're done. If you want to hop on the bus 5 times a day for the whole time you're here, by all means, do it.
Absolutely. It's very easy to get around town.
And connects to a lot of different things around town too, which is really nice too. So, if you want to say you want to get to Fort William and then I need to get to Port Arthur to go do something, get on maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 different buses and you're there.
Yeah, I know back in the day when I was going to school, it was a little daunting to learn the bus system. The great thing today is you literally just type it into Google Maps and it tells you what bus to get on, when to get on it, where you got to transfer and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like you have your big bus map schedule anymore. It's literally all on your phone.
And as a student, if you're actually waiting for the bus right outside our doors here, right in Student Central, we have a digital map right up on the board. So up on the wall, sorry. So that board tells you, okay, the bus time, this bus A is taking you here, bus B is taking you there, so you know exactly which one to get on.
Yeah.
And you'll start to know them every once in a while. Like,
Oh, you definitely know, like, oh, I gotta get on.
Figure it out.
No, Hayden, you probably know better than us, but like, you gotta get on this bus to get to, you know,
Yeah,
the
gotta
grocery store. You gotta get on this bus to get to the mall.
The crosstown 2 and the crosstown 3. This takes you here. This takes you there.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
after a while, it just sort of becomes ritual. So okay,
Yeah.
I'm going here. Okay, I'll get on that bus. It's coming at this time. And they're coming what every 10, 15,
10,
20
15
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
Roughly,
I mean, depends on what bus. You might have to wait a little bit if you're waiting for a specific
Yeah.
bus, but
But you can wait inside.
wait inside, and it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
right to the front door here, so you're good to go there. Let's take a little flyover of campus here, getting to know campus a little bit. So you can see here when you get to Thunder Bay for the first time, it's not that far from the airport.
Nope.
So follow the yellow brick road there. So 11 kilometers or 11 minutes. Oh, sorry, 9 kilometers or about 11 minutes. Right down the highway, straight shot, and then you take one right. Is it right? Yeah, right turn, and you're on Oliver Street. That's where Lakehead is.
Yep.
So follow the signs from the airport to Oliver Road, and here we are. As you can see, again, lots of green space surrounding campus.
Mm-hmm.
I love these aerial views because you really get to see
How
the
beautiful
nature that you're
everything
living
is.
and learning in, but also within the city, right?
Mhm.
Thunder Bay Airport's not too far.
And right across
Hayden,
the
what end of
street-
town is the airport in?
Let me think.
South End. What do we call the South End?
Fort William?
There we go. So as you can
Yes.
see, there's Mount McKay off to the left there in the back, and the airport is kind of off the
And just,
outskirts.
Yeah, and in that photo just across the street. So if you're looking on the right-hand side of the photo there, you'll also see our hospital. So that is where a lot of your research is going to be, maybe as a medical student or as a nurse.
You're going to do a lot of placements there.
Yeah, you literally can just walk straight from your dorm to where your placement is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is also a really good picture. It shows off how nice it is to get around campus, too.
Yep.
You can see just above the words there, Thunder Bay. It's really nice as you can see almost all of your educational institution buildings are all kind of not compact, but nice in that nice tight space there.
Yep.
So, I mean, if your class is ending, a little bit later than usual and you got maybe 5 minutes to get to class, well, you're probably going to make it because you're not going to be running, 20 minutes, half hour. Everything's pretty close by, which is really nice.
I just did a campus tour last week with mom and daughter, and she was almost in disbelief, I would say. So we were going from building to building, and she said, well, aren't we going to go over to the other buildings? And I said, what other buildings? These are all of our buildings that we have. She couldn't believe that we were able to walk and stay on the same block to get to our different buildings, because they went on a campus tour of another institution, and they had to go 1, 2, maybe 3 blocks away to get to their other buildings. So we have everything within one central area.
Yeah, we were talking a couple of these live streams ago about like the most extreme situation of navigating campus. So if you are living in here, let me pull up a different screen here where you can actually see just campus. If you are living in the south apartments of residence, so that would be
The farthest arrow.
yeah, kind of like right under the furthest arrow there on the
Mhm.
right, and you needed to get all the way to the Boer-Alaskan building, which is our Faculty of Education,
Which is
and
just
you can
under
see
the
that a
M.
little bit better on this map.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Far right-hand corner.
So if you needed to traverse campus and you woke up at, you have an 8:30 class, I'd say the latest you can wake up is maybe 8:15 and make it on time.
Yeah.
Then you'd grab a coffee on the way, say hi to a couple people, stroll into your class, sit down, and it's 8:30. So 15 minutes maybe end to end if you're taking your time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you really needed a boogie, you could. It wouldn't take you that long to kind of get from end to end. But just again, to give you a perspective, this is campus. This is the place that you're going to live and learn. Everything is here. You got your nature, you got your research, you got all your educational buildings, your residents, your athletics, all within one tight knit little community of residents or of campus. So it's amazing to see from this angle just how much of a footprint it has, but how nice and compact everything is, right?
how
And again,
green.
looking at all the green space, and if you're looking out at the harbor that we have, you can see the beautiful water and
Sleeping
Lake
Giant, yeah.
Superior,
Oh, yeah.
Sleeping Giant.
It's all there. So yeah, this is campus. You can see residence is mere footsteps from your academic buildings. Everything's all within, a nice quick jog. So let's talk about what's around Lakehead University. So we talked, you get a bus pass with tuition, so you can hop on a bus. Number 1, the grocery store. So this is one of a couple grocery stores you can make it to within, a couple kilometers of campus.
Yep.
This is the superstore.
Yep.
Groceries and anything else you need.
Clothing.
You need plates.
Food.
Go grab them from the superstore.
Towels.
TV.
Toiletries.
TV.
TVs.
Yeah. 2 kilometers from campus. So we saw Boulevard Lake there earlier. That's 5 kilometers all the way around.
Yeah.
This is 2 kilometers from campus.
So
It doesn't take
you can go around Boulevard twice. You can go to the grocery store more than twice before you even get around.
Yeah, there and back.
I was gonna say there and back.
Yeah. So that's Superstore. That's number 1 on the map there. So number 2 on the map, if you need to maybe grab a new laptop bag, you can go to Best Buy. If you want to grab some pens and pencils, you can go to Staples. If you want to grab a book, you can go to Chapters. Starbucks is there.
Walmart.
That little shopping center has everything. Walmart, right? Has everything you need, again, in that one little area, 2.5 kilometers from campus. Right across the street if you want to grab some McDonald's where you're at it. That's kind of the commercial area of town, right? That Memorial Avenue, which kind of stretches all along there, that's what we call like the kind of the commercial area. You're going to have a lot of your stores and stuff down there. So number 3 there, the shopping mall. That's 3.5 kilometers. That's where you're going to go if you want to, stop at, American Eagle or Sport Check or, just anything that a normal mall would have. Spencer's Gifts if you want to get, a goofy little gag gift for someone. Everything you need is kind of in there in terms of shopping mall stuff. There's a food court in there if you're, really feeling like New York fries.
David's Tea.
David's
For
Tea.
you tea lovers.
Yeah. Also, I think there's a HomeSense in there too.
Yes, there is.
They're moving into that shopping center area, so number 4. So that shopping center area has, if you are just coming to Thunder Bay and you want to go and furnish your dorm room, well, we have a couple of different furniture stores in there. We have
Pier 1's in there.
Pier 1, Old Navy is in there. We have shoe companies in there. Home Outfitters, if you want to go and get some bedding.
The dollar store
the
for
dollar
those
store
quick
is
little,
in there.
things.
There's also a dollar store right by Walmart there, number 2 as well. So I mean, there's opportunities if you need a new kettle,
The Brick is right there.
Leon's, I believe,
Leon's
too,
is
in that
there.
area.
Yeah, Lowe's, Canadian Tire, Home Hardware. So that's again our commercial area. If you need sort of those name brand ticket items, that's where you're gonna find them.
Yeah, and that's all. Like I said, the furthest one is 4 kilometers from campus, right? So that's gonna take you not very long on the bus, and they all go to those areas. Like those are main spots in Thunder Bay, so the buses go right to Superstore, right to the mall, right to
Canadian
Walmart,
Tire.
Canadian Tire,
We
right?
got a Canadian Tire hot dog cart hot sausage.
Yeah, those are good.
The best.
Those are good.
I mean, on a nice day, you could even walk to some of these things too, right?
Superstore, yeah, you always see students, walking in with their grocery bags. It's not that far. It's 2 kilometers, so.
We have a couple trails that take you through half of it, so you're
Yeah.
walking on campus through half of that walk.
And that's, just a part of what Thunder Bay has to offer for like amenities, right? So you're thinking we have the big city amenities with a small town charm. They're all very close to campus.
And just across the street from the mall, we also have Silver City, so our local
Yeah, that's
movie theater.
just a little bit further down. So there's the movie theater down there. There's a big carnival that happens on the movie
CLE.
grounds there too.
Local
the
market
CLE.
every week.
Yeah.
Local country
Farmers
market. So if
market.
you're thinking, maybe I want a homemade pie, go to the country market and grab a pie. Strawberry rhubarb for me.
Rainy River Elk Shop, go get some homemade elk sausages.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So Thunder Bay really has everything you need to live and learn, right? So whether you're trying to furnish your first year dorm, or maybe you're living off campus, second, third, fourth year, you need to actually furnish a house. Everything you need, you're not going to have to worry about, ordering everything off of Amazon, or you can get it here. Don't get me wrong, Amazon Prime for students is a great deal, right? So that'll deliver right to your dorm. So you go to the front desk and pick up your Amazon packages.
I mean, as somebody who is trying to find furniture for stuff now, Facebook has their marketplace, so it's almost like Kijiji, but local. So you can go and take a photo of something. I have, in the process of moving, we're getting rid of stuff we don't need anymore, trying to find stuff to furnish, and going onto that marketplace, I have been able to find kitchen tables, like good prices. You can find chairs, you can find headboards, nightstands, lamps, like anything and everything.
TV, like anything,
Yeah.
right? Like anything you need to kind of make the space your own, you
Yeah.
can find it.
And something that's really nice about this is I know for myself when my parents were coming up, and I hear it when I go on tours with parents. Carrie, you might hear it from parents when you're on tours, is, they come up here and they think that they need to pack toilet paper, they need to pack, all this stuff that you can get down in Southern Ontario or Winnipeg or Ottawa region, anything like that. But we have all those facilities here that you can get all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really nice that, you don't need to jam the car maxed out all the way to the top. You can get some of the things that you could get.
Bring your necessities.
Yeah.
bring your
Maybe you have a
favorite pillow.
Yeah.
Bring your favorite blanket, a couple stuffies,
But if you
couple
forget
photos.
if you forget your pillow,
Yeah.
just go to Walmart and grab a pillow.
Yeah.
It might not
Like-
smell like home. It'll smell fresh and clean and brand new. But
Yeah.
again, we have those amenities.
Yeah, and if you're thinking, you know, coming up for a campus tour, coming up for March break open house, there's a great little, you know, within this 4-kilometer radius, there's also a lot of hotels and stuff that you could be staying in too.
Yeah.
If you're coming up and you're in grade 12 right now, you're going to get that paid for by the campus tour bursary.
Yeah.
Just make sure you visit by, I think, July 15th, right?
Yes, and send me your application 3 weeks after you come and visit us.
Awesome.
All right, so let's move on a little bit here. We are going to take a look at just stuff you can do on campus now. So let's talk about getting involved. Kara, how do you get involved as a student?
I mean, how can't you get involved? We have clubs if you're somebody who's into athletics. We have our campus rec teams. We have our resident life activities that are going on. Lucy puts on tons of events. If you're somebody who is into, maybe you're an engineering student, we have our engineering robotics club. We have our math club. We have our canoeing and kayaking teams, our clubs. We have our varsity teams if you're looking into the varsity sports. We have
Yeah, clubs. I mean, so we look at clubs. Those are really for people with common interests, right?
Yeah.
So if you know, Hayden decides that he wants to
play Quidditch.
play Quidditch, and he joins the Quidditch club.
Which we
he's going to be
have.
meeting other people who are interested in Quidditch. Now, we also have a lot of program-specific associations, too.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, like, our nurses have LUNA, which is
Yeah.
all nursing students. Our engineers have ESS, which is all engineers. Our business students have LUBA, which is all business students.
Orsis.
Almost, yeah, Orsis, all for rec students. Almost every program has one of these.
Yeah.
And it's a way for you to, okay, you have your interest-based clubs, but let's get in touch with everybody in my program. Maybe do some networking. Maybe do some, program-specific stuff that interests you. So
And you're probably going to have professors and faculty members that are coming and being a part of that as well. So
and
again,
have maybe been a part of that since they were a student here too.
you're making those connections with your professors as well, and
Yeah.
they're getting to know you not just at a student level, but now at a personal level as well.
And
Again.
I mean, something that's nice is if that club or group isn't here, you can start it too, right? Which is kind of a nice thing. So if you like making sandwiches, as you saw that we all like talking about food tonight, I mean, you and 15 others can start a sandwich making club. And I mean, I wouldn't be upset about there being a sandwich making club. I might join it. And
Hayden, you
go
can
there.
make me a sandwich anytime. You don't need a club for that.
All right, I'm in then.
Or if you want to get really crazy, you can make a club sandwich club, where all you do is make club sandwiches.
I like it.
I
In your
don't.
club.
That was cheesy, much like the club. Okay, so we have our clubs, we have our student-based, our program-based associations as well. So there's always something to get involved in. Again, there's also rec level sports too. So if you just want to get active but you don't want to like compete at a very high level, go play some flag football, go play some ultimate frisbee, go play soccer in the hangar. It's a great opportunity to just unwind, stay a little bit active maybe in the winter months when things get a little bit chillier out.
Yep.
You're not going outside so much. Well, go burn off some steam in the hangar, go run around, play some soccer, play some football. There's always something to do, and there's also club level if you want to get a little bit more competitive too.
For sure.
And also integrated into your tuition is your free gym membership, basically.
We're definitely getting to that.
Yeah.
So-
if you want to be in your sandwich club, making club sandwich club,
Man, you guys are making me hungry right now.
take advantage of that basically all you can work out program.
Yeah. All you can eat in residence, and then all you can work out in athletics. So we're going to get to that in a little bit. But we also want to talk about the support systems you have on campus. So starting with orientation in September, student success is really going to be involved in your academic life from the moment you get here to the moment you graduate. Student success really helps you do a lot of things. They help you with, they just had a career fair today in the Agora, which was huge. There was, I think, 20-something employers in the Agora recruiting for summer work for,
And there'll be
after
more and
graduation.
different ones back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is day 2. They're bringing more.
Yeah.
So another 20-something employers looking and actively recruiting on campus. And then I think we just had the education fair where it was
Yes.
all, if you're an education student looking maybe to go overseas or maybe go up north and teach or to a different board other than maybe your home board. They were here recruiting on campus. If you wanted to go overseas, you gave them your information and they called you for an interview.
Yep.
Right? They're that serious about recruiting Lakehead students right on campus. So that's all student success. They'll help you If you need to write a cover letter and you don't know how to write a cover letter,
Mm-hmm.
believe me, I've hired a lot of students. Students don't really know how to write cover letters.
Mhm.
Make use of the Student Success Center. They're going to teach you from
Resume building.
Yeah.
from the moment you
Yeah.
you put your name on the very top left corner to the moment you sign your autograph on the cover letter. They're going to tell
Yeah.
you how to write one.
Yeah.
They're going to look at your resume and go, you know what, maybe.
Bump this up a little.
Yeah, maybe
Beef it up,
maybe
like,
spend
make it
some more
look
time
great.
on this.
Yeah.
Maybe work on the formatting. Maybe
Yeah.
include your education on this.
Mhm.
Things that you
Descriptions
Yeah,
and
that you may
dates
not-
and
maybe you got a job when you were in grade 10 with this resume.
Mhm.
It's a little different when you're trying to apply for a summer job and you're in first year university.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The level of employment is a little different. Okay,
Yes.
entry level versus something specific to your program maybe. So they're definitely going to help you with that. They also do a lot of career advising, some
Yeah.
counseling stuff.
academic support zone.
Academic
Oh,
support
yeah.
zone is
Yeah.
very, very cool. All you can use tutoring, so you don't have to pay for a
Awesome.
tutor. If you need to learn MLA format because you got to write an English paper, they're going to show you how to do it.
Mhm.
If you have an actual assignment that you're struggling a little bit with, maybe math,
Yeah.
go to the tutoring zone or the academic support zone
English,
and get a tutor.
engineering.
Everything, every program,
every
every
program.
class, they got you covered.
And the nice thing
And it's
is,
all free.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all free.
I remember when I was a student, I think we only had 10 hours. Once your 10 hours was up, that was it.
That's
But-
like one midterm for me.
yeah. I mean, 10 hours of studying, that's from the moment I leave class at 10 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night.
Yep.
I'm studying nonstop.
And
so.
then and the nice thing is too is if you have a really busy schedule like nursing students and engineering students stuff like that, there's even online resources too. That's something that I learned about recently
Yeah.
with SSC or Student Success Center, and these resources are there so you are going at your speed at the help that you need, and they're willing to help you in that way because they understand that we are students, we are busy. You sometimes have a job or you are an athlete and you just don't have time to go in for a meeting or sit down for 45 minutes. So having that online resource to do it at 11 o'clock at night, 1 a.m., it's there for you to help you out.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, you won't be alone when you get here. I know it's a little bit of a trek if you're from Southern Ontario to get to Thunder Bay, but don't feel like you're going to be alone up here,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're living in a residence house with 30 other people, among 9 houses, all with 30 people, and that's just in first year, okay? There's always going to be friends around, and there's always going to be support around, right? So we really believe that, this student-centered support philosophy gives you like the best opportunity for success.
Yeah.
We want you to succeed when you're here.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point in coming to university if you're not going to be successful. We want to help you every step of the way from the moment you get here to the moment you graduate. You really matter to us. And we're sitting in one of the newest facilities on campus, Student Central. This was built in a reaction to students needing support. So instead of having 5 different departments spread throughout campus where you went here for financial aid, you went here for admissions, you went here for academic advising, that's all in one spot now.
And one person.
Yeah, you're talking to one person. You're not
Mhm.
talking to 5 different people about 5 different things. One person is helping you with, okay, well, I got to apply for OSAP. I need to do a program change. I need to register for classes. Where do
What
I
are
go
my
for that?
prerequisites like?
Mhm.
You go here. You go to Student Central. It's literally from the moment you get here to the moment you graduate. They're here to help you with all academic-based stuff.
And the nice thing too is you're coming in and you're not going to be waiting a week, 2 weeks to get an appointment. There's
Minutes.
somebody here that day, minutes,
Yeah.
or even go have lunch and come on back, and there's
Yeah.
going to be someone here, and they'll send you a text or they'll send you an email to let you know that it's going to be your turn in the next few
Yeah.
minutes, so you can make your way on back and get to that appointment.
Yeah, you can download an app right to your phone. You register everything about what time you're coming. You could say, I'm coming from Boulevard Lake. Okay, it's going to take me 15 minutes to drive here, and it'll factor me into the queue accordingly. You can also walk right into Student Central. We have a sort of a queuing system. You punch in your information. You can put your cell phone number in. If it's going to be a 10-minute wait, we'll go hop in line at Starbucks, grab a coffee, which is right next door in the same building. But they'll send you a text, okay, we're done with student X, now we're going to start with student Z. So
Yep, very easy to use. And then there's also like a nice little self-serve bar here where you can, do all your, if you want to look at your grades or you want to, register for classes, you just go up to the tablets and you can do that right here as well. Like if you already know how to do it, you just need somewhere to actually come and make that happen.
Yeah.
This is where you can come to do that. And you always have people around to help. So you might start off registering for class and you go, oh no, I have a conflict. What do I do?
yeah,
Jim from Student Central might walk over and say, hey, how can I help you? And lo and behold, you're registered for all your classes without any conflicts. So whether it's, accessible learning whether it's, you know, help with math, help with writing, career counseling, resume writing, job search, everything like this, there's support for. Now, there's also other student support like student health and counseling. So we just had our Bell Let's Talk last week. We're still promoting, you know, mental health awareness throughout, you know, every day. We really want to make use of the Student Health and Counseling Center for this. If you need to talk to somebody, they're always around to talk. We promote Good to Talk as well, which is the free confidential hotline that you can call if you need to talk. Like, if you don't want to, maybe you're having a bad day, you don't want to come out of your room, talk to somebody, right? There's always someone to talk to. We do financial advising. We have Pride Central and Gender Equity, Aboriginal student support. So many student supports here to really help you become the most successful student you can be.
Yep.
So if you need help, just ask somebody.
Yeah.
Again, you're not alone when you're here. You always have someone willing to help. That's the greatest thing about Lakehead is everybody wants to help, right?
Our student accessibility services as well. Maybe you're a student who has an IEP and you need help with extra time for exams or extra homework help or assignment help. We have those resources right here on campus that you can go to.
Yep. Absolutely. So, Thunder Bay campus does offer you the best of both worlds: state-of-the-art technology and historical city landmarks. So you see on the screen there's our ATAC building, which is the Advanced Technology and Academic Center. And then on the right, you have the old Port Arthur Collegiate building, which is on the north end of town. That's been transferred into our law school.
Yeah.
So if you're studying law at Lakehead, you're actually studying downtown Port Arthur. Remember we talked, that's like the trendy kind of coffee shop district. That's at your doorstep if you're studying law at Lakehead. So yeah, we got that building a couple years ago, and we're definitely making use of it. There's a beautiful city park in front of it. So Waverly Park is
very historical.
Oh,
I think
beautiful
it's the
too.
oldest park in Thunder Bay.
Oldest park in Thunder Bay, at least Port Arthur.
Definitely, yeah.
And you know that school was built probably in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So it was used used as an armory for a while. It was used to train soldiers for the wars. It's very historical in this city.
Yeah, the armory is actually just across the street.
Just across the
There's
street.
Magnus Theater, which is actually just so that staircase coming out. So the staircase down through the park, Magnus Theater is right there. There's a couple of old historic churches that are right in the area.
And then a block down is your entertainment district.
Yeah, and the library is right there as well. We have our entertainment district, and just a little bit further down, boom, we're right at the waterfront.
So everything's right at your doorstep there. And again, if you're on main campus and you want to get there, hop on the bus. They'll take you pretty much right there. Small classes, we talked a little bit about this so that you get to, you know your professors, they get to know you. You get to be you at Lakehead. So we always talk about, you know, best advice for incoming students. Well, what is that? Be yourself. This is your clean slate, right? So whatever you were or you thought you were in high school, you have a chance to really be the real you here, right? So maybe you are the only person from your high school coming to Lakehead Thunder Bay. Guess what? You can be anybody you want. Nobody knows that past you.
Yeah.
Nobody knew, you know, when you had to like fit in with the crowd and be, you know, someone you didn't want to be. Come to Lakehead and be yourself.
Yep.
That's the greatest thing about Lakehead. We always say, especially when we talk about residents, which we're going to quickly get into here, what to bring, what not to bring. Well, you want to bring, you know, your bedding. You want to bring this, you want to bring that. What don't you bring? Bring any of those past reservations. Don't bring any of those. Don't bring any of those insecurities you had in high school. You come here, it's a fresh start. It's almost like carte blanche. You get, you know, a blank slate when you're here.
Now I do have to point out, is that a young Cody there learning in the background? On
Where?
one of those pictures?
That handsome guy in the blurry background of that
I
photo.
don't
With the
know.
Lakehead sweater?
I don't think so.
Oh.
A beardless Cody. I actually look like I'm learning there.
You do.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very proud of my time here at Lakehead. And as you can see, I was taking notes in whatever class that was. I still have that sweater.
And learning's always taking place here at Lakehead, no matter what you're doing and where you are, which is kind of a really nice thing about Lakehead University.
For sure. So let's quickly talk about athletics here. We did briefly mention it. So with residents, you do get an all-you-can-eat meal plan with first year. Well, you got to work that off.
Yep.
Right?
Freshman 15.
We do whatever we can to help you not gain that freshman 15. So included again in your tuition, along with your bus pass, is an all-you-can-use gym membership here on campus with our athletic facilities. So, Caden, tell us about what that entails. What can you do in our athletic facilities?
For sure. So something that's really great is before you even get in downstairs, you can go into the pool. We have our huge pool that's not even it's just for swimming in and
Olympic size.
Olympic size. Yes, I forgot about that. And it's not just for training, working out in, swimming in, anything like that. There's swimming competitions in there. There is classes. I know for some classes, outdoor rec for sure. I know with kinesiology, they'll go out and teach kids how to paddle in the pool like that.
Yeah, we just had our our NRM, our Natural Resources Management class, was in there learning how to use their underwater drones. I mean,
Oh, cool.
you can't do that right now because Lake Tamlin's frozen over, but they went to the pool, they basically learned all the controls, they showed everyone how to use it, so when spring hits, they can drop that thing in the water and basically hit the water running. They're ready to use that new piece of technology.
Oh, yeah.
Underwater drone, how cool is that?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
What else does athletics have?
On the left there, you can actually see a gentleman working out there, and that's in one of our strength and conditioning rooms. Something that's really nice is all Olympic size equipment that we have. Squatting racks, bench pressing racks.
Not just one squatting rack.
No.
Sometimes you go to the gym and you got to wait for, big muscle guy to get off the squat rack before you can, put your one plate on there and squat. You don't have to do that at Lakehead.
No.
You have, there's almost a dozen of them, like those little
Oh,
squat
I would
racks.
say, I would say there's probably about a dozen.
All the machines you need, all the free weights you need, kettlebells, everything.
So we have all that stuff in our strength and conditioning area, but we also have a lot of that stuff in the hangar as well.
For sure.
So there's almost 2 different areas of where you can go and work out.
Yeah,
you can see on the right there, that's the hangar, right?
For
so
sure.
Tell us about the hangar there.
Yeah, so with our hangar, you can see we got a 200-meter track there. You can see someone that goes all the way around this field that you can see another athlete actually working out on there doing a little bit of rope workout. And once again, you can do ultimate frisbee, soccer.
Our rock climbing wall is in there.
Rock climbing wall is there. I'm trying to think, what are some of the other sports? Flag football you can play on there.
Hot yoga studio.
There is a hot yoga studio as well, and even classrooms.
Yeah.
Once again, this facility is where
There's a
school
little cardio room in there. There's
dance room.
There's a dance room / if there's workout classes, stuff like that can take place in there. That's all connected in one central area, right?
And if you're doing something and maybe you're trying to hit your max PR on doing weights and you hurt yourself, well, our sports medicine clinic is right there on campus. It's actually connected to the hangar, which again is integrated into
your little
your
physio,
student fees.
right on campus, right?
Yeah.
So again, kinesiologists have done co-ops in there because it's right on campus and it's accessible, right?
And they hire students who are Lakehead grads too, which is something great to say that, when you're done as a student, there's opportunity here at Lakehead too for future.
Yeah, my physiotherapist was a Lakehead kinesiology grad. So, you think, what does kinesiology get you? Well, there's one thing kinesiology gets you. You can, be a physio. So that's athletics. Again, all access to that facility.
Yeah.
So you basically scan your student card. You don't get your student card until you pay tuition. So there you go. Pay your tuition, you get all access to. That card also gets you access to the residence cafeteria.
Yes.
So it's a double-edged sword, right? You go eat cookies and chocolate milk for breakfast, and then you go immediately to the gym, scan your card, and you're good to go.
Maybe give yourself a couple minutes so to digest.
Yeah.
So it's not just sitting right there, but.
Yep. All right. So let's talk a little bit about residence here. We're going to wrap things up after this if we don't have any questions. So all about residence, your new home away from home. So here's Bartley. Bartley is your first year dorm hall. So we're gonna take an overhead view in a little minute here, but one of the great things about Bartley is they really embrace the fact that you don't go home every weekend. Some schools are commuter schools. We get it. You're going home on the weekends. Mom and dad are making you, spaghetti and meatballs on Saturday. Great. Lakehead, you're not going home every weekend.
No.
You might go home on holidays, reading weeks. We have a
breaks.
spring or a fall and a winter reading week. You might go home over Christmas.
Family
Plenty
Day
of
week
time,
is coming
yeah.
up, so we have our spring reading week.
Yeah, so all this stuff, you're going to get to go home. And it's not expensive to get home.
No.
First
find-
year, you get your travel bursary as well, so that definitely helps.
You can find very cheap flights on Porter, WestJet, Air Canada. I've seen people get flights for like $83. Hop on a plane, you're home.
And something else that's really nice is a lot of these companies do flight packages too.
Yeah.
So as a parent, Christmas gift potentially, you can buy them flights for the year. That's 5 round trip flights too. So I mean, reading weeks, your Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving, Easter, somewhere in there. There's tons of travel if you can go back if you want to go see family.
Oh, for sure. And you get a nice break between December and January too. So your last exam might end on, maybe December 11th, 12th. You don't get back to school till January 10th, 11th, 12th.
Yeah.
So you almost have about a month off there. So
Yeah.
you're going to want to go home, go visit the family. But Lakehead residence really embraces that fact that you're not going home. So there's always something to do. They're always doing stuff with their students within their house. So you're going to learn about the house system. Their houses have programming. Residence wide has programming, and the university itself has programs. So there's always going to be something to do. And like I said, last weekend they all went out to Loch Lomond, and you got your ski pass, you got your bus, and you got rentals for about $10. That brings you there and back. So there's always going to be something to do.
A really nice thing being a first year student, maybe it's your first time away from home, you're already starting to get a little nervous about, okay, I'm leaving home, I have to figure out how to do everything on my own. Well, one thing you don't have to figure out is where you're going to live. All of our first year students are guaranteed, as long as you register on time, are guaranteed a spot in residence. So regardless of if you're thinking about living on campus, off campus, if you want to be on campus, make sure that you apply by the deadline and we will have a spot for you.
Yeah, so this is kind of what residence looks like. You can see main campus is off to the right there. You can see the lake and you can see some of the buildings over there. But our residence is like a community, really. I'm really just going to point out the first year dorm halls here. So you can see the different houses, those little brown buildings kind of in the very center of the screen. Those are your houses. So when you come in first year, you're going to be placed into a house with 30 other students, about 30 other students, and they make up your first year house. So let's use Fort Francis as an example. That's
Perfect.
one of our houses. We named them after the little communities around Thunder Bay, so you kind of get to know the local geography a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're from Fort Francis, living in Fort Francis, that's a double whammy, right?
Yeah.
And it's awesome too when you're driving up. You'll see these names, you won't think of anything of it,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden you move in, you're like, hey, Dryden.
Yeah,
Hey,
like,
I drove by
like-
Nipigon.
Yeah.
Manaki.
Yeah.
Where's, yeah.
Yeah, so you look at those, there's 9 houses there that are full of first year students, and within that house, you're going to have an RA and an
Yes.
HP. Your RA, we like to talk, maybe they're like the mom and dad of the house,
Yeah.
right? They're going to enforce rules, they're going to make sure things don't get crazy in residence, but they're also going to be there for support.
Yeah.
They're
basically
always
your
going to be
best
there.
friend.
They're your best friend. They're your first resource for anything you need. If you need to talk, if you need to know where class is, if you need to, hand registering for classes, maybe you're afraid to go talk to a prof. They'll go with you.
Like
right?
a really cool aunt or uncle.
Yes.
They're like an older brother or sister.
Yeah.
Like they're really there for you.
They're there to
And-
be strict and make sure everything is in place and where it's supposed to be, but also to allow you to have fun. It's your first time probably being away from home, so
yeah,
to
they're
going to
be that
chance,
kind of concierge. They're gonna know everywhere, like all the cool spots to go, all the cool stuff to check out, because they're upper year students living with first years, so they've done this before.
Yeah.
They've been where you are. They're all gonna be from various spots around Ontario and Canada, or even around the world. I think we have some international
RAs.
RAs or
Yes.
HPs. So they're really your first resource for almost anything. And again, 3 in the morning, you need someone to talk to. There's going to be an RA on call. There's going to be someone there to talk to. They're all Safe Talk certified. So again, if things are getting a little heavy and you need to talk to somebody, go to them. They're certified for this.
Standard first aid too.
They got first aid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in charge of your house. Now your HP is in charge of house programming. So all the fun stuff you get to do, all the little events, all the if you're doing like one of the houses had a tea party. So they all got in their lounge and they all, drank tea, and the HP organized that. They have some money that they can use to kind of put towards these events. Maybe just the house is going to go bowling. Maybe just the house is going to go rock climbing. That's your HP kind of organizing that. And you always have house meetings where you can discuss this stuff.
And little things that you guys do as a house too. Well, when you're doing your resident sports and different activities through resident life, your house can actually gain points with how well you participate, how well you show pride, how well you guys work
It's not
together.
just about winning and losing.
No.
It's about everything. It's about, if you're
about
coming with your face
everything.
paint and your banners and everything, you're going to
Yeah.
get points for house pride.
And so with those points, well, you can use those points to maybe buy a Keurig for your resident lounge, maybe buy a new game station for
Nintendo
something.
Switch or something, yeah. So like you're also doing this for bragging rights. So they have the house trophy that they can claim as their own at the end of the year. The house with the most points.
I can say I truly have won that trophy.
Your name's on there.
I am on that
Which house were
trophy.
you in?
I was in Dryden.
All right. We got a destroyer right here with us. Dryden Destroyers. Okay, so that's a little bit about the way residence is set up. It's all connected by a tunnel. So if your friend lives in Nipigon House and you're way over in Rainy River, you can definitely meet your friend, walk right through the hallway, and it's all within indoors. Let's take a look at your dorm room. So there's your that's a typical dorm room. That's your standard dorm room, I think.
Yep.
Your single dorm room.
Single.
That's your single room. We don't have double rooms here.
No.
So you do have some quiet time to yourself if you want. You're not going to have to deal with a roommate in first year. You have your own room. But then there's also the house lounge where you can kind of come together as a house and hang out. So there's opportunities to do that. Opportunities to have your own space. You can see it comes with everything almost that's in there except for the little trinkets and stuff on the walls. You got your bed in there. You got your desk, your mini fridge, which is nice. Chair. 2 closets in this one. 2 dressers in this one. This is your single room. We have a basic single, which is a little bit cozier. That only has the 1 closet and 1 dresser. But again, it's your own space, so you can see the student has stuff up on the walls. Great view. You're looking out
Yeah.
either over the
Like
forest
Tamlin.
or over campus,
Yeah.
and it's really gorgeous.
And you can really, something that's very nice about residence, you can really make it your own. I mean, you can't repaint the room, you can't really change around the carpet and
You can
redecorate
bring in
that
those
sense.
homey touches. You can bring
Yes.
in, you can put up your decorative lights. You can put up posters. You can have your different smells going. I mean, you can't have any pets or candles or anything burning, but you can again make it your own. Bring those homey feels and those touches. Don't worry about bringing your pillow. Don't pack that. Don't worry about packing that extra stuff you think that you need. You can get that right here in Thunder Bay. Bring those sentimental things that you want to have with you. That's going to help you comfort
Bring
you.
a picture
through.
of your dog.
Yeah.
Right? Like those kind of things. That's how you make the room your own.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't paint the room, but you can definitely put up posters.
Mhm.
Definitely make it your own there. But yeah, it's going to be your space for first year, so we really want you to make it comfortable as possible, right? Let's take a look at some of the events that Residence Life hosts. Like we talked about, they do hiking trips, they do residence sports, mini Olympics, formal dinners, celebrations. You're always going to have something to do, and you're going to be doing with friends that you have for life, right? So, you think about residence formal, you're getting your pictures with your tuxedos and your dresses and everything. Well, it's almost like, semi in high school,
Yeah.
right? Semi-formal where, you have all those pictures throughout the years, and now here's the next step of that, right? So here's your new friends, here's your new, you're going to have house pictures, you're going to have pictures with other people in residence. These are going to be people that you know for the rest of your life.
Yeah. People in your faculties, people in
Yeah.
all your different classes, your programs, and sometimes there's even professors there. They'll show up for a couple of hours and then go with the students. And again, not getting to know them just on that student level, but on that personal level as well.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
and you're actually also very surprised. Like a lot of, you can see in some pictures and some more that are going to be probably coming up is some of these students are from all over Ontario, all over Canada,
All
and
over
even
the
different
world. All over the world.
parts of the world. So you're going to be meeting so many new people, and that's something that's really nice as a student. That some of my friends aren't just from Ontario; they're from different parts of the world, and that's really awesome. That I can say that.
Yeah, for sure. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the benefits of living on campus? We'll wrap it up with this. Tell us, maybe why, if you're thinking off campus, on campus, why should we live in residence?
Residence, something that's really nice is it's a walk to everything. You don't need a vehicle. I mean, you can walk out your front door, and there's where my class is going to be. I know where I'm going. I
Very
can see the
convenient.
res caf from where I'm going. If you want to go for a hike or you want to just sit by some water, it's right there on campus. So our campus is very convenient, and it has access to so many different things. On top of that, a lot of your profs are here most of the time, Monday to Friday. And there's a lot of open door policy as well, which is really great to have. So if you have a question that you don't understand, or you're struggling with something that you just learned in your class, you can go see that prof right after that class, or even, sometime between 9 to 5, I like to say typically, and that prof will most likely be there, and they will help you out with whatever questions you have.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, the resources on campus too. Like, this Thunder Bay campus has so many different resources, from academics to recreation to being a new person and just making yourself better as an individual. It's so incredible seeing kids from that I've now gone to classes and started first year with, to even now the first year's coming in, and even second and third, just how they develop and they have grown with all the different resources and how this campus has really changed and made it such a great amenity and great thing for students. And it's just a new start, like Cody was saying, and that's something that's great to have.
You also have that enhanced security as well. I mean, we talk about having our RAs and our HPs, but there's also security that's on campus 24/7 with your residence building. So there's sort of 3 different levels of security. So at that front desk that's open until midnight, there's always an attendant right at the desk. They're there to sort of monitor everything that's happening, coming and going. So at midnight, those doors get locked. So only you and all the other people in your dorm have a key to that building. Well, and then so the next level of security is your house. So only you and the other 30 people in your house have a key to your house. If they have a friend who's coming to visit, they actually physically have to go down to get them to let them in. It's not like, oh yes, it's so and so at the door. Perfect. Okay, Buzz, come on in. You actually physically need to go down, unlock the door, and bring them in. And then from there, you and only you have a key to your room. So with security on site, the 3 different keys of that safety. There's also our posts as well. So if you're walking around campus and maybe there's something going on, you don't feel safe, you can hit the button on the post and it's a direct line to security. If you are sitting in the library until midnight and you want security to walk you home. Well, you can request that they come pick you up at the library and they walk you all the way back to residence,
Yep.
walk you to your car. If you know you're going to be studying, so the ATAC is actually open 24/7. If you know you're going to be studying in the ATAC all night, you can set it up where they're going to come and check on you every hour, every 2 hours to make sure, you know, you're asleep, you're doing okay, and just come and make sure that you are
Yeah,
safe.
studying the ATAC, you can get them to kind of nudge you awake too.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
like, come on, keep going.
Assignments due in the morning.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. So, like, just our resources are amazing, and they're all qualified, first aid, and staff are always available to the students.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just, you know, in terms of what you have for accommodations, residence has everything you need. Wireless internet. If you want to hook up cable, go nuts. You got a phone in your room. There's a games room that shows a lot of like sporting events and stuff like that. If you want to, you know, get together and have a bachelor night, you can watch The Bachelor in the room if you want. Pool tables, foosball tables. There's an after-hours diner in there, so that all works on your your declining balance and your meal plan, right?
Pizza.
Pizza will deliver right to the dorms. It's great. So there's anything you need.
Yeah.
If there's not something that we offer that you want, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want, you know, Starbucks delivery to your dorm room. Well, we'll look at that.
Yeah.
Maybe you need your caramel macchiato right in the morning, right at your door.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll look at that, but we don't offer that yet.
Have your club sandwich making club.
We'll have them working all night, so you have a club sandwich when you wake up in the morning. All right. So we're gonna do a little Q&A with Hayden, current student. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. You did a little bit of that earlier, but you know, why did you choose Lakehead? What do you love about this city? What do you love about Lakehead?
Sure. So as I said earlier, my name's Hayden. I'm from Caledon, East Ontario, which is about 45 minutes north of Toronto. North of Brampton, for those who don't know where that is, a little bit about 45 minutes south of Barrie. So it's kind of in a nice little hub of GTA area, which is kind of nice. Something that I get asked a lot is, why did I choose Lakehead? For myself, Lakehead it was different. It allowed me to have a fresh start, which we've talked about tonight, but it allowed me to feel welcome in a family. Stepped on campus for my March break week as something I will talk about later on, as something good to do, and I got to meet a prof right down there. Met Dr. Rhonda Coster, who's right now the dean of the program. It used to be our director, and she welcomed me in, and she took us down to a class, and we got to sit in a class. She showed us what the program has to offer, and that, for me, made me feel really welcome. Yeah. And, like, you know, I am part of a family here. And that's what a lot of the programs have.
So did you spend any summers here in Thunder Bay?
No, I haven't. I've stayed a little later into the summer, and I've come back a little earlier, but I haven't stayed for a full summer yet. Okay. That's on my list to do.
I have heard so many students.
You run out of time there, kid.
I know.
So many students where they finally, that time in between their last exam and graduation, instead of going home, they choose to stay here and experience. I honestly cannot stop going on about how beautiful Thunder Bay is in the summer. There's so much to do, so much to see, and we really just
we always tell our students
thrive.
Do one summer here.
Yeah.
You know, you can get a job right on campus, full-time job. Our work study program offers full-time summer jobs. So if you're thinking, well, how am I going to afford to live here all summer? Get a job like everyone else, right? If you're going home, you're probably getting a job too. So might as well do it somewhere where you can really explore the recreation, really explore what the city has to offer, the festivals, the great, you know, outdoors activities. Summertime in Thunder Bay is magical. Winter in Thunder Bay is magical too.
Oh yeah.
Something to do all year round, but yeah, we always tell everybody, spend a summer here. Just try it. You know, go camping. Guarantee you've never gone camping until you've gone camping in Thunder Bay.
Oh, for sure.
What kind of activities do you get up to other than maybe skiing or studying or going to school?
For sure. We talked about, you guys saw that picture of Lake Tamblin. That for me is always nice. You know, in my car, I always have my hockey skates and a hockey stick sitting there. Can jump on the ice whenever I want between a break between classes. And I can go and do that. Getting involved in the community, which is huge. Like I did state earlier, the community is huge here at Lakehead University. It's very welcoming. It's open arms. I guess that's probably the best way to say it. You step off the plane and the arms are open and saying, come on in and join us. I've done so many things with, you know, getting to know people, working at the 55 Plus Center, helping run recreational activities, do different programs where I'm reaching up with First Nation communities. So just getting involved in the community and just the outreach is huge. And you see that even coming in on campus. You have groups who come in to help run activities, who help do different things. And I think that involved is just huge, having that different outside the classroom kind of environment, anything of that sort.
Okay, yeah. I mean, especially for your program too. Like, you're an outdoor rec. Can't really take outdoor rec in the city.
Can't, no.
Right, so you really need to be somewhere that you can really experience what that program is all about, because it's really about getting out there, getting your hands dirty, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, you
exploring and leading and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You can do that in Thunder Bay.
And really, you guys, I mean, as future Thunderwolves coming here to Thunder Bay campus, because I know you're going to, you can saw those pictures that it's about a 10-minute drive, and you're just out in the middle of wilderness, having fun and exploring, and the adventure that there is out there. So that is an opportunity. It's something that is great to see. Like the airport, just behind the airport, you can see that there's going to be tons of space. You can see behind Sleeping Giant Provincial Park, and just out that way, there's tons of open space.
Yeah, so I mean, the city is really nestled around the lake. So right beyond that is nature at your doorstep. So I mean, you take a look here. Everything beyond the city, everything beyond the hospital really is forest. Everything's really spread out along the waterfront. Again, we talked a little bit about the history of the city. It makes sense. That's where all the stuff came in from Canada West. Got boarded up on ships and left. So that's naturally where industry and commercial areas developed. There's so much to explore outside of that, though.
Yeah.
So it's great. Yeah, go downtown, go, you know, grab a coffee at a trendy coffee shop, go to a gastropub, get a really fancy burger, do your thing downtown, but then spend some time outside. Go outside, go explore the everything Thunder Bay has to offer. And just before we wrap up, Hayden, do you have any advice maybe for, you know, last advice for future Thunderwolves? We'll wrap up. We'll talk a little bit about some events coming up. But until then, what do you have to say to all of our millions of fans watching?
I mean, for myself, I typically tell people to get involved when they come here. But I think I'm going to change it up for once, and I'm going to say something a little different than usual. And this is one for you individuals who are kind of sitting on the fence here. You don't know if you're going to come to Lakehead, or you haven't even come to visit yet. And that is, come visit us. Something that's really unique for myself and what sold me on coming is just coming to see what the campus has to offer, meeting students like myself, meeting staff like Kara and Cody here, and other staff and professors that we have here at Lakehead University. Those relationships that you're going to make are going to make a long-lasting impression for you and those who you work with. But on top of that, it allows for a fresh start. Sometimes you are the first person from your high school to come here, or you're the only one from your community, so you're allowed to have that fresh start, meet new people, and network. And that's going to be something that's going to be really huge as a student here, because your 4 years can go by really quickly, and making that best, I guess, foot forward for you as an individual will allow you to take that degree and take that opportunity and just go full force into it.
So you did one of our campus tours.
I have, yes.
Awesome. I mean, we talked about chances on coming and seeing it. Well, you have to see it to believe it. So we have lots of opportunities coming up to come and check out the Thunder Bay campus. For February 23rd, we are having our grade 11/grade 12 preview day. So we're going to have tables and booths and fairs set up for all of our programs and faculties. We're going to give you the chance to talk with somebody from our Student Central, so you can talk about financial aid, you can talk about how to choose a program, you can talk about our admission requirements, we can talk about just Lakehead in general. Then we also have our March break open house. So from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the March break, so March 12th, 13th, and 14th, come and check it out. You can register right online. Go to lakeheadu.ca/future events, and everything is right there. Registration details. Once you get here, you actually choose what you want to do. You can do a campus tour. You can do a residence tour. We're going to have a city bus tour set up. We're also going to have faculty sort of guided tours as well. And just, again, getting that chance to see it. We at all times are welcoming students for our campus tours. So from Monday to Friday, we offer campus tours, 9, 10:30, and 1 o'clock. Come and see us. Come and see myself. But if you do come and see us, make sure you're filling out those campus tour bursaries. Did you fill out your campus tour bursary?
I did fill mine out, and as a student, you know, I did get money back, which was really great. So
it's a chance to get up to $500 just for coming to see us. So basically, it's a free trip. So it's kind of like, why not? Just like applying for a lot of your scholarships and bursaries. Why not apply for it? Why not come and check us out? So tons of opportunities to do that. lakeheadu.ca/campus tours. Come and see us.
And when you come to Student Central and look for Wolfie that's sitting right here behind Kara. And he is the guy you're looking for to come start your tour.
Okay, so maybe you're not going to come to campus right now.
No.
But you really want to see Lakehead University right now. All you have on you is your phone, though. Oh my gosh, how are we going to do that? Well, lakeheadu.ca/tours. Click on virtual tour right on your phone, right on your laptop, right on your desktop. If you have a VR headset, the experience is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
You start right on Lake Tamblyn, and I made the mistake of looking straight down. I almost jumped out of my seat because I thought I was going to fall in the lake. It's really cool. Definitely check that out. lakeheadu.ca/tours. Do the virtual tour.
Yeah.
Then you go, you know what? I do need to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Book your campus tour. Fill out your campus tour bursary. Great times to do your campus tour. Look for your PA days coming up. You got a lot of those coming up. Check that out. Half days, all that. Or, take a Friday off. Convince mom and dad to let you take a Friday off and fly up to Thunder Bay and really see it to believe it.
Absolutely.
We typically don't do a lot of Saturday, Sunday tours because we want you to experience campus when our students are actually going to classes.
We want you to have that real life experience, that true student vibe of having students on campus. We are unable to offer faculty meetings on the Saturdays, so if you come and see us from Monday to Friday, we can actually set up a meeting with your the chair of your department that you're interested in, and you can ask all those questions. What your typical first year is going to be like, what your courses are going to be like, what your course load will be like, anything and everything that you have that's program specific, that's where you go and ask them.
And you're going to meet that faculty member. Chances are when you get here in September, you're going to have a class with them too, and they're going to be like, hey, I remember talking to you in March when you were just thinking about this program, and now here you are sitting in front of me. You're my student, and they'll remember you by name. It's really neat. Book your campus tour, check out the March break stuff, and then do the virtual tour on your phone, on your computer, wherever you want to do it. Check us out because you got to see it to believe it.
Absolutely.
So we're wrapping things up here. We're almost hitting 2 hours, so we've been talking way too much, Kara, as we tend to do.
We always do.
Especially when we talk about something we love, which is our city and this university. Any questions, again, leave them in the comments. I did have one question come through about accessible residence. So maybe you can shed a little bit of light on that.
For sure.
Are there accessible rooms in residence?
There is one first year house that does have accessibility, which is great. It's Rainy River House. On top of that, there is a apartment and townhouses that are available for
Not actually on top of it, but in
No.
addition to.
In addition to, yes.
Yeah, so all of our we have a accessible townhouse as well.
Yep, we have 2.
Our apartments are accessible as well with elevators. So
all of our classrooms, everything on campus is accessible. We have our student accessibility services as well. They can help get you in touch with the different resources that you'll need.
And if accommodations do need to be made, they would help you with that, right?
For sure.
So again, we said maybe it is some sort of IEP situation, right? So get a note taker. You can get all that kind of stuff taken care of through student accessibility services. So great question. Seeing as that, I think, is our only question.
And if you guys can't think of any questions right now, but maybe later tonight, once you're talking to your parents about our amazing Facebook Live and YouTube video and Facebook and all that, send us an email, recruit@lakeheadu.ca, give us a phone call. We are here to help you guys.
I mean, if email isn't your thing too, don't forget about social media. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. My Lakehead. You'll get an answer usually within about 24 hours, and then from there we'll help you figure out what's next step for you.
Yeah, if you send us a message during 8:30 to 4:30, there's always going to be someone there.
Yeah, and you're talking to a person.
Talking to students too. Usually, it's usually like a guy like this who's one of the social media guys. We have a whole team of social media students who will be there if you have a question. But yeah, from all of us here at Thunder Bay, let's do a little sign off here. We hope to see you. We hope you come and see us at least for a tour and really experience it. So
we'd love to meet you.
We'd love to have you see Thunder Bay as well. So from all of us here at the Thunder Bay campus, let's sign off.
Yep.
Right.
Awesome.
It's getting late. Past my bedtime. So see you guys
Bye,
later.
guys.
Bye.